Arjun was unstoppable. Every competition, every exam, every stage, he conquered them all. But what happens when someone who always wins suddenly faces the taste of failure for the very first time? Let me take you into a story that will change how you look at success forever. Arjun was the golden boy of his college. Smart, athletic, and gifted with a natural charm, he carried himself like someone who had already conquered the world. Every competition he entered, whether sports, debates, or academics, Arjun usually came out on top. People admired his confidence, but slowly, that confidence began to turn into overconfidence. He stopped preparing for matches, believing his natural skill would always save him. He stopped studying for exams, trusting that last-minute revision was enough. And for a long time, it worked. Until one day, life decided to test him. It was the final year of college. The most prestigious event was coming up, the National Public Speaking Championship. Arjun was selected to represent his college. Everyone said, "He's unbeatable. He's a born speaker." His friends begged him to prepare, but Arjun laughed it off. "Come on, do I really need to practice? I've been winning speeches since high school. This will be easy." Meanwhile, in another city, a young woman named Meera was also preparing for the same competition. Meera wasn't naturally gifted. She had once been terrified of speaking in front of people. Her voice shook, her hands trembled. But she had something else: dedication. Every day after classes, she stood in front of a mirror and practiced. She recorded her voice, corrected her pauses, and learned to control her nerves. While Arjun relaxed, Meera worked late into the night. The day of the competition arrived. The auditorium buzzed with excitement. Colleges from across the country had gathered. Arjun walked in with his usual swagger. He hadn't written down a single note. "Why bother?" he thought. "I'll improvise." "I always do." Meera, on the other hand, clutched her speech notes nervously. Her palms were sweaty, but she had rehearsed every word, every pause, every expression. The event began. One by one, participants went on stage. Some did well, some stumbled. Then came Arjun's turn. The crowd cheered as he walked up confidently. He smiled, looked around, and began. At first, his words flowed smoothly, but halfway through, he suddenly lost track of what he wanted to say. For the first time, Arjun's mind went blank. He stammered, tried to joke his way out, but the audience shifted uncomfortably. His charm couldn't hide the fact that he was unprepared. He ended the speech awkwardly, with scattered applause filling the hall. Arjun walked off stage with his head lowered. For the first time in his life, he tasted the sting of failure. Then came Meera's turn. She walked up nervously, but when she began speaking, something magical happened. Her voice was clear, her points sharp, and her passion undeniable. Every line she had practiced came alive, touching hearts, inspiring minds. By the end, the audience rose to their feet, clapping and cheering. Meera had done it. She had turned her weakness into strength. When the results were announced, Arjun wasn't even in the top 5. Meera was declared the national winner. Arjun sat quietly, watching her receive the trophy, feeling a strange mix of shame and admiration. Later that evening, he found Meera backstage and said softly, "Congratulations, you deserved it." Meera smiled kindly. "You have great talent, Arjun, but talent alone is never enough. Discipline and preparation make the real difference." Her words pierced him deeper than the loss itself. That night, Arjun couldn't sleep. He thought about all the times he had won without effort, all the times people had praised him, and how it had made him careless. For the first time, he realized that his failure wasn't bad luck. It was his arrogance. Tears rolled down his face, but this time they weren't from humiliation. They were from awakening. The next morning, Arjun sat at his desk with a notebook open. Not to dream, but to plan. He promised himself never again would he walk into a challenge unprepared. Never again would he disrespect his talent by depending only on luck. Months later, he entered another competition, this time with relentless practice. He didn't just rely on his charm. He worked, he rehearsed, he perfected. And when he finally stood on stage again, his performance was flawless. The same boy who once fell because of overconfidence now rose with humility. Years later, Arjun became a celebrated motivational speaker. Thousands came to hear his talks, but he always began with the same story. The day he lost because he was overconfident. He told his audiences, overconfidence is silent poison. It makes you believe you've already won before you've even tried. But life doesn't reward arrogance. It rewards effort, humility, and persistence. And then, looking at the crowd with tears in his eyes, he would add, "My greatest victory came the day I failed, because failure taught me what success never could." The heart-touching lesson is simple. Your talents are gifts, but gifts must be sharpened with discipline. Don't be the hare who slept. Don't be the Arjun who trusted only luck. Be the one who respects their abilities, works on them daily, and proves them in action. Because in the end, success doesn't come to the most talented, it comes to the most prepared.